Yo, it's Dezm101, and I'm here with Super Mario Bros. 2 for the Famicom disk system, and I'm playing this game to give it a shot for Tiger Claw TV's Game of the Month, and I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the description, and I recommend you check it out, and check out his podcast, and he has selected this game for this month, and last month it was Metroid, and I actually played that on stream, and today we're just going to give this a shot and sort of revisit it while I give you my thoughts on this game. Now this is a hard game. And it's kind of like an expansion pack for the first game. Doesn't really feel much like a sequel. It has some new elements in it, but everything feels very much the same. The music is exactly the same. Enemies look the same. I mean, this was way back in the mid-80s. So I wouldn't really expect it to be a huge difference, but at least a bit more than what we see here. And there's a lot more difficult platforming in this game, which resulted in Howard Phillips of Nintendo America declining to get this ported for a US release. And it's a game that I generally don't revisit too often because it's a little too challenging for me, honestly. Whenever I play the original Super Mario Bros. Games, I remember how much of a physics-based game it is. I think the controls over the years for Mario have been fine-tuned and they're a bit tighter. Here there's a lot more momentum that you build up and that causes you to slide and stuff like that. So here's a typical thing that this game does. It splits a path and you can go ahead and take the route up there, which you would have done probably in the first game, but here they give you a lot more challenging platforming, and this is a good introduction to the game here, I would say. Right now I'm playing the game on my AVS, and I'm actually using the dog bone controller, one of my favorites. I know a lot of people don't really like the dog bone controller, but I think it's pretty good. It's really comfortable in my hands. So anyway, graphical changes are some of the tile sets have changed, like the ground, and now some of the background elements have eyes and mouths and things. Trees have eyes. Those are different trees, I think, than the first. Clouds are similar, except they now have the faces on them, smiling. So it's like a little bit of variety, but it's subtle. Not exactly what we would consider to be a sequel now. But like I said, things were much different back then. So this game requires a lot more strategy, I think, to get through a lot of these parts than may have been required on the original Mario Bros., where you could just kind of slide through it. Here, you have to be very careful, know what's ahead, and plan out based on that. There's a lot of what I would call leaps of faith in this game, where it expects you to sort of know the best approach and where to expect to land and what to do after that, if you need to keep your momentum going or if you should focus instead on slowing down. Okay, we're headed to the first castle now. And so far the game is okay. Subtle changes, but nothing too drastically different. Oh, shoot. I don't know why, but I tend to do that a lot. I accidentally slip off the edge quite a bit. This first castle's not too bad. But even getting to the second one is actually quite a challenge. Oh. It's a lot better to have the mushroom for this level at least. But I do have some trouble getting it sometimes. Like that. Oh, I didn't think that was going to get me. So retry is actually end. Continue is obviously continue. It's kind of annoying having to do that. Poisonous mushroom. Another poison mushroom in there. We'll just go ahead and skip through this level. Oops. Yeah, the way that the momentum works in this game is very critical to understanding how to control it. Which I feel like I still take a while to get the hang of. Okay, let's try this level again. So I think the best way is to come over here. Oops. Get a running start. It's hard to get to that platform there without taking damage. Okay, defeated the first Bowser, World 1, and now the rest of the game is much more difficult. I like these weird bridge things. bunch of these hopping, flying turtles. Okay, here's a weird thing that this game adds, which is springboards that'll shoot you way up into the air where you'll stay suspended for an extended amount of time, which is very precarious and kind of scary because you don't know exactly when you're going to come back down. It could be at the wrong time. That one seemed to be planned. But that was an example of what I would call a leap of faith style jump. Because you don't really know when exactly you're going to come back down or where you might land. And the game just keeps going with that same exact idea, and then just repeats it in a lot more complex scenarios. So I'm not a big fan of like Mario hacks where they make the game incredibly hard. I don't really find those very fun. A bit more frustrating. Some people really like it, and I can understand the sense of achievement that you get when you can play through those. I think that it was kind of a good idea that this was not released locally as Super Mario Bros. 2 here in the States. I think people still would really like it, but I don't think it would be as popular as Super Mario Bros. 2 that we knew here. And I'm one of those people that does feel like that's still a genuine Mario game, even if it came from a different game originally. I would still argue that there was some kind of intent there to turn it into another Nintendo property. So here's an example of the secrets that they love to use in this game. So to get up here you have to do one of these special like hook jumps where you have to get enough speed to, there you go, and the actual platform is there behind you, not in front of you. So you might be wondering, jumping around there trying to figure out, oh, how do I get across this huge gap? And that's how you have to do it. So it's kind of like a puzzle game sometimes, where you have to snoop around and figure out what's the actual route to take to get out of the level. More bridge shenanigans with the fish shooting up. When I was a kid, I was really terrible at these levels in the original Super Mario Brothers. They seemed to give me a lot of trouble. So I would just speed through them in the hopes that I could make it that way. Sometimes you get some happy accidents where you... Oops. Not like that. Oh. Let's see if I can make it to the castle. I don't know though, this level is pretty tough. It's definitely a good idea to try and speed through it. Alright. Second castle, we did make it here. Let's see how this goes. Another big jump there. This looks like one of those split path kind of things. Whew. Very tight jumps. Okay. Oh, thought I was gonna make it. Alright, last life. Oh, darn. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and stop there, guys. I think this game's okay. It's an interesting continuation of the original Super Mario Brothers. I think it's definitely like an expansion pack. And it's not really my cup of tea. I haven't really played through it that much, and I don't intend to try to beat it. I've seen some playthroughs of it, and it's quite challenging. It gets a lot more difficult. Maybe someday I'll do it just for the challenge. But out of interest, no, I'm not really too interested in playing through this game. There's other games that are pretty challenging that I'd probably rather spend my time on. And that's going to wrap it up for today. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.